Hey YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin if you're new here. If you're not, thank you so much for stopping back by. I really appreciate all the support I get from you guys on this channel. It helps me stay accountable and just makes me feel good. So thank you for that. And if you like this content, this type of personal finance, debt payoff, budgeting, all that good stuff, go ahead and subscribe if you're not, and we will get started. So today is my very first real debt payoff update of 2022. I actually did a little bit of a debt confession last month because I took on a new debt, and so I'm back in it with these debt payoff updates. Since before this new debt, I only had student loans and they were in forbearance and I wasn't paying on them, so I wasn't doing these updates. So anyway, with that being said, we'll get into my spreadsheet. I got this spreadsheet from Lauren Miller. She did a great job on it, and I am not someone who wants to reinvent the wheel. So I got her spreadsheet and I've been so happy with it. I started using it in 2021 and I carried it right into 2022. So shout out Lauren Miller. She's awesome, does great work on spreadsheets, and I really like her channel. So I'm just giving her a shout out whenever I can. With that, we'll just kind of talk about this real quickly. Last year I paid off my first auto loan on my Jeep Wrangler. Picture somewhere on this screen. I'll throw it in here because y'all should see my Jeep. I like it. It needs some cosmetic work, so don't judge. But yeah, we'll get there. Anyway, so yeah, with that, last year was my first like real debt payoff year where I was like just driven to pay off this debt. Before that, I did always put extra money towards debt that I could. So I actually did pay off a good chunk of debt in 2019 and 2020, but it's just not reflected in this spreadsheet because I didn't really start tracking like this until February of 2021. So keep that in mind. I'll actually go over my original starting numbers really quick so that you can see what I mean. So I actually started with two types of student loans. I had three. I had three undergraduate student loans and they totaled to $69.83. I paid one of them off really quick in 2019. And then I started with a grad loan in 2019. I had $6,184 in that. I do not have a graduate degree, so joke's on me, ain't it? So whatever. Anyway, that brought me to a total of $13,000 in student loans. And then I did have a loan on my Jeep, which was $22,800. And then now I have a loan on my car, and it's a Chevy, and it is $15,600. And that included the price of the car as well as a pretty expensive warranty. So the warranty is airtight, which is great. And that's why if you ever watch my net worth updates, you'll see that I owe more than I value the car at in that spreadsheet. And that's why, because I did tack on a warranty onto that loan. So anywho, that brought my total for auto loans to $38,000 and an overall total of $51,000 since 2019. Obviously, I've taken on a new debt after paying a debt off, so this total is kind of misleading if I don't give you the caveat. So I gave you the caveat. So with that, when I started tracking, I actually only had $36,000 left, even less than that at the end of 2021. But I did go ahead and add in my auto loan to that figure, the newest auto loan, because I just want my little like debt payoff chart here to show the right numbers to include that loan because it is part of my payoff journey. So yeah, if you don't like that, I'm sorry. Like if you would have done it a different way, that's fine. This is how I'm doing it because I want to keep it all together, I guess. That's my excuse. So anyway, makes me feel better about how much I paid off too. I guess, I don't know. Anyway, with that, I am gonna skip over January and February here. They're in here just because I wanted the chart to look right, but I didn't do anything debt-wise in January and February. So we are kind of skipping ahead. I will actually say, in the beginning of 2021, it did show my auto loan for my Jeep there as well, and that's why it says $36,000. And then in January 2022 is $25,000 because I did pay off that Jeep loan. So that's what I did in 2021, paid off a Jeep loan. So you're gonna see zeros there. So we're finally up to March, guys. I'm sorry it took so long to get here. I won't do this in every video, but this is the first one of 2022. So in March, I started with my graduate student loan at $4,800 and my two undergrad student loans, where I spelled student wrong in there, they are at $1,526 and at $3,121. So not too shabby there. All of that added up together is less than $10,000, which is great. So then starting March, I have my brand new auto loan and it's starting at $15,608. And so in the month of March, I was able to make $1,365, $1,365 of payments. So that's how much I paid in March. And that was from my baseline plan of paying off this loan is double paying it every month. So that's $290, smack them together. And that's my like minimum payment, even though $290 is the official minimum payment. So with that, I also budget $135, which is my minimum payment for my student loans when they are not in forbearance. So that is also shoved onto the auto loan, which is the only one accruing interest right now. So I'm paying that one right now. And then I also did get a work bonus and put $650 extra towards this loan. So I was able to do a huge month of $1,365 towards this loan. And then the principal from that was $1,342, meaning that I actually had to pay $23 of interest on this loan in the month of March, which let's just hear it for a fantastic interest rate. I am so happy to be under 5% on this loan because my last loan was nearly 12%. So we have obviously built my credit up, guys. We are doing good. So with that brings the total of that loan from $15,608 to $14,266. And it brings my total left to pay from $25,058 to $23,716. And we get to go down here and see that total debt paid off since starting to track this in 2021 is $12,593. And total debt left to pay is $23,716, like I said. And lastly, you get to see my cute little chart here. It is 34.7% paid off, and I still have to pay 65% of the loans off. So that's great. I'm feeling really good about that. So now I'll just kind of go over what I plan to do in April so that you guys can get an idea and hold me accountable when I do this again in April. So I plan to put my 2 minimum payments, so $290 plus $290 in April. And then I also plan to put an additional $685 to that, as well as the $135, that's the student loan. So the $685 that's coming as like extra is coming from my sinking fund. So I actually saved up for the first couple months of the year. I saved up for student loan payments to restart, but I took on a new debt. And right now student loans are at a fat 0% interest and no payments are due. So if you do the math, which there's not a whole lot of math, right now that $685 is sitting in an account that gains 1% interest. Meanwhile, my car loan is accruing 4.2% interest every month. So it only makes sense that the return on investment to pay down the loan with that money is higher than leaving it sitting in an account. So I'm going to use it to pay down my loan a little bit. And that is that. The other thing I want to note here is I might actually change up my strategy. It really depends on student loans, which I really wish we were going to have a more definitive answer soon, but we'll see. But you can see here, if you look at my interest rates here, I now have an auto loan that has a lower percent interest than all of my student loans, which feels really good, but also makes me feel bad about my student loans. So with that, the graduate loan is the one with the highest percent interest. And I could certainly see myself, depending on what happens with student loans, if they do really come out of forbearance at some point this year, I could definitely see myself transitioning my focus to paying down that loan at least. For 2 reasons. One, it has the highest interest rate. And if you're doing a debt avalanche, it just makes sense to pay it off. So it really depends how far I get into the auto loan before forbearance ends. Because, 4.2% of 14,000 could be higher than 6% of 4,800, right? So it just depends on where these loans sit when forbearance ends. But the other reason is that even if they did do some sort of forgiveness program or anything, I actually think that that student loan would be left out because it's a graduate loan. Even though I don't have a graduate degree, it is a graduate loan. And I could definitely see this administration, if they were so generous as to forgive some loans for people, I could see it being targeted at undergraduate loans. And that wouldn't bother me, honestly. Like, it's not that big of a loan. I could pay it off. I make enough money. It's okay. It would suck for me for sure, but like, it's fine. If I could get the other 2 loans forgiven, that'd be great. So, I'm not going to complain. So that's why I'm definitely considering a shift to focus on that loan if or when forbearance ends. So let me know what you think. If you have any opinions on this, that's kind of where my head's at. And I look forward to another really great month of debt payoff in April. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I hope you have a great morning, noon, or night, whatever it is, wherever you are. And I'll catch you in the next one.